Yeah, it's your boy Germs from Germs Boxing. Yeah. Um, Once in a great while, there's a fight that kind of surpasses our expectations, right? When Paul Williams signed to fight Sergio Martinez, two things came to my mind. First of all, upset. Okay? Secondly, I thought it was gonna be boring. Because you got the volume puncher, who's a boxer as well, Paul Williams, pity pat puncher, not much power. Well, in the welterweight division, when he started kicking up his weight, he started getting more thud into his punches. Sergio Martinez was a slickster, so I thought it was going to be more of a chess match. You know? Turned out to be a candidate for Fight of the Year. I was like, whoa, cool, alright, that was sick, that was sick. Why upset? Because I figured that Sergio Martinez was going to outbox Paul Williams. I'm one of the guys that think that Martinez should have gotten it. You know what I'm saying? But obviously he didn't. When they fought, the only thing I started thinking about was the time that Carlos Quintana outboxed Paul Williams. You remember that? In the welterweight division, Carlos Quintana kept, he was a southpaw versus southpaw, and I told myself the only way for Quintana to beat Williams is if he stays outside and launch those overhand lefts. From the distance, just wow, just keep throwing that left over and over, because Paul Williams stands too straight up, doesn't move his head, and from that angle, the southpaw angle, if you throw that overhand left, if you're straight up, you're always gonna get it. You're always gonna get that. You're always gonna catch that. It's like eating M&Ms. You're always gonna be getting them, Comes back in the rematch and freaking kills Carlos Quintana. He did what he had to do. He imposed his size on him, and eventually caught him with a good straight long. Paul Williams threw a left hand from across the ring and landed and knocked out Quintana, It was sick. That was a funny comeback. Anyways, when Sergio Martinez fought Williams, I thought that Sergio Martinez, he has the same style as Quintana, except he's bigger and stronger. And he's a lot, he has more pop, So I thought he was going to do the same thing to Paul Williams. Stay outside, throw that overhand left. And sure enough, in the first round, he kept throwing that punch over and over. And then Williams knocks him down, knocks Sergio Martinez down. I'm like, holy shit. Like, damn, get up, And Sergio Martinez gets up. They get into a little mix and he clips him. He clips Paul Williams and knocks him down in the first round. Right away, it was like a fight. I'm like, damn. And the whole way through, they were mauling each other, brawling each other. Sergio Martinez would launch that overhand left. I'm sorry, I'm talking about southpaws. So throughout the whole time, when the fight was over, I was like, wow, that surprised me. I love fights like that. I love fights that I expect to be boring, and they turn out to be epic classics. Like Andre Berto versus Luis Collazo. Remember that? Now, I expected a bore fest, and it turned out to be a sick-ass little scuffle. Surprising fights. Well, anyways, right away we all thought, what's next for Martinez? What's next for Paul Williams? They should fight each other, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Sergio Martinez went to fight Kelly Pavlik, who I predicted would outbox Kelly Pavlik, and he did just that, to take the legitimate middleweight championship of the world. Legitimate champion. The guy who beat Kelly, who beat Taylor, who beat Hopkins, who beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, it's legitimate, Anyways, the belt that traces to La Mara, that belt. The actual belt. The ring championship belt. Anyways, I'm going off with that shit. I just found out that they signed to fight in a rematch. Paul Williams and Sergio Martinez. I say, hell yeah. Hell, motherfucking yeah. You know? Paul Williams this time is going to be at middleweight. Was it middleweight the first time they fought? Pretty sure it was junior. Or maybe even welterweight. I forgot. But this is the middleweight division. No, it was a middleweight. Yeah, my bad. There were two welterweights who went up to middleweight and fought. That's right. That's what it was. So they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again, and it's going to be sick. And Sergio Martinez right now is at the peak of his career. His only loss was to Antonio Margarito. I think it was just one time. And I saw that fight, and Sergio Martinez was a kid at that time, you know? So I don't really take those kind of losses seriously because it's like a man versus boy type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But Margarito was young himself too, but I just, he just draped himself. He ran out of gas. He was doing a lot of movement. Margarito knocked him out. And so anyways, that's not the same Sergio Martinez. Now this Sergio Martinez comes back and butchers Kelly Pavlik, one of the bloodiest faces this year. He's going to win the award for the Gore Mask on the Ring magazine. So, Sergio Martinez is at his peak right now. And Paul Williams doesn't show signs that he's slowing down, but he does have problems with southpaws. And this is a magnificent southpaw he's going up against. I'm going to have to go with the Spaniard, Argentinian, whatever, the Argentinian. I'm going to have to go with the Argentinian. Sergio Martinez. If he's not Argentinian, send me a message. Don't comment about it and say, no, man, how you confuse Puerto Ricans and Cubans and blah, 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 and whatever. Anyways, it's going to be a sick fight. Thank God it's going to be on free HBO, unless there's a little pay-per-view thing that I missed or something. But yeah, these are good fights for boxing. They're healthy. They're like the vitamin water of boxing. You know, once in a while you need these, especially after a hangover, especially when everything's, well, this year hasn't been so bad. You know, it's not as explosive and dynamic as 2007. You know what I'm saying? Or 2008. But 2009 was good. 2010, a lot of cancellations. Especially the fight. You know what I'm saying? The so-called fight, the Mayweather-Pacquiao one. So there's a lot of letdowns this year. You know, the Rafael Marquez and the Lopez one. You know, this was supposed to be this month, but it got kicked to the next. David Haye and one of the Klitschko's, I think, fell through. Povetkin versus Vladimir, you know, was it Vladimir? Yeah, it was Vladimir or Vitaly, one of those two. That fell through. All these fights are falling through, and then we get this good one. Man, we gotta keep it, you know. Don't Sergio get no back spasms or no shit like that, no weird shit. And Paul Williams better not walk into a light pole with his head, you know. So whatever's clever. So anyways, I predict Sergio Martinez is gonna take this one. He's gonna remain champion of the world, and that's about it. Okay, and Paul Williams is Paul Weezy. It's the same thing. He's gonna try to punish, throw a billion punches, but at the end of the day, Sergio's slickety slickness is not gonna allow Paul Williams 1 billion punches to kick as much as he would. Paul Williams is gonna have to pull a Quintana #2 if he's gonna want to do this. If he wants to win this, he's gonna have to rush Martinez and hurt him and knock him out early if that's gonna be the case for him to win. But I don't see Williams outboxing Martinez, and I think Williams is not gonna really try to go for the knockout because he knows how Williams is. You know what I mean? Of course, he could do that to Quintana. Quintana was naturally a smaller guy, smaller than, you know, Martinez, but Martinez is an athlete. To the definition, an athlete. You know, that guy, I think, even does modeling. You know what I'm saying? He's always in shape. He's always trying to stay on top of his game. You know what I'm saying? And every time he's trying to kick it up. So now beating Kelly Pavlik, he knows he's got some big shoes to fill. And for him to kill Paul he must will, and he He will do that until he's the middleweight champion of the whole world. So, anyways, this is Germs from Germs Boxing. Sergio Martinez by decision. The rematch. Yeah, I got you. I got you. And that's about it. So hit it and pass it. Pass it back to me. You know what I'm talking about. I'm out.